Welcome back everyone. Today I'd like to discuss a common piece of advice given to climbers looking to improve. That piece of advice is get better at climbing, just climb. On face value, it couldn't be more correct. Climbers climb, so to get better at climbing, we do need to practice the skill of climbing. My problems with it is the piece of advice just climb has no considerations for the need of the individual asking the question, offers no advice on how to actually improve at climbing, what techniques to approach, and what skills to practice while on the wall. And obviously it can be improved upon massively, but it can also be taken the wrong way and lead to articles like this, in which to improve, we need to climb every single day. That climbing every single day will even make us more resilient to injuries. This misses out on simple understanding of training, such as supercompensation. The idea of this is that our body adapts while we're resting, and that we can actually gain excessive adaptations within a period of time, ideally hoping to train within that zone to see any further improvement. That would actually counter climbing every single day as a benefit. And climbing every single day would also increase your injury risk and fatigue rather than make you immune to it. So let's look at how we can improve just climb. So just climb intentionally. Leave the ground with intent. If your aim is to on-site, attempt the on-site. Upon failing, return to the ground for a rest. If your aim is to project, be clear about this aim, reach the point, attempt a project, and also be intentional about your movement drills. If you're leaving the ground on an easier to moderate climb and putting the time into practice, be clear about the techniques you aim to practice. Climbing with intent is one way to improve your climbing. Just climb, seeking as much feedback as possible. While we are climbing ourselves, we get feedback from our body in its current position. This is known as proprioception. We also become aware as the body as we move through from one position to another. The name for this is kinesthesia, but ultimately let's refer to it as our rock sense, our sense of being on the wall. Every time we make a mistake or successfully do a move, we want to be able to review it. So practice remembering the moves when we return to the ground. Additionally, we want to seek feedback externally. This could come from a coach, a friend, or using video feedback while we climb. This gives us the opportunity to look at ourselves from a third-person perspective and consider if there was a different way to do the climb or if there's any areas we can improve upon. Just climb like an athlete. By this I mean having some structure to your sessions, warming up, having a core focus, and then cooling down towards the end. Additionally, ensuring you're resting appropriately between climbs and between climbing days, and possibly doing some strength and conditioning work. A very small amount of strength and conditioning work, even for beginners, will help your body handle the stresses of climbing and possibly even prevent injuries. And that's just a few examples of how we can improve the term just climb. When we say just climb, it's very rarely a helpful piece of advice, as it doesn't really give anybody any insights into what they need to do within their climbing sessions, which is usually the reason they're reaching out. Another thing we need to consider is who they are, what is their training and physical backgrounds, what is their climbing history, and also why are they asking, what plateau are they trying to break, or what are their goals? This essentially is coaching, and just climb is far from helpful and usually lazy advice, especially when there's a world of advice out there that you could be giving that would be way more helpful. Thank you for listening. If you'd like any personalised professional climbing advice, our initial consultations are always free. Also, you can get in touch with me on Instagram at climbing.coach, or simply visit our website www.rockfaceadventures.com, where you can find all the other services we also provide.